Hello, guys, it's me again. The me you don't know, but that shouldn't matter for you to enjoy a good story. So, let's get right into the show, shall we? So, last time I gave a brief description of the mini city everyone's in at UA and how Todoroki and the recommendation test students are inside a ice um dome surrounded by zombies. So um yeah, but before I continue the story, I'm gonna give y'all a little flashback or whatever. Just a little thing to show y'all one of Deku and Momo's various meetings after he had saved her that one time. So uh, a few months after he saved her that first time, um, Deku is undercover as a police officer because they think the police officers are crooked and they're doing something illegal. So they sent in a spy, and Deku was chosen to be that spy. And he's just acting like a white eyed recruit. So he doesn't actually have to do anything. He's just there recording everything through his special camera glasses, really. So this one time, while he's out on the field as a police officer, he he's just standing outside as a robbery is taking place at a museum, and there's hostages, and yeah, the Momo was in there as a hostage. Say like a school trip. So like her class is there at a museum, and like this is like a Saturday, and they're going on a field trip to a museum, which is a very technical museum with all this future tech and stuff. So like stuff that seems really valuable, and some villains think they can just take all they want. So heroes are called and like they got hostages, so like they can't really do anything until All Might busts through the door and takes care of everything. What happens in there isn't important. What's important is that the hostages are freed and the villains are captured. And as the students are walking out with the rest of the hostages, Momo spots Deku. Like, she just sees his green hair, and that's pretty much all she can remember of him. And she just walks up to him, sees the little tag that says AC, and it's like, why do you look so familiar? And he's like, maybe because I rescued you that one time? And she's like, oh, now I remember. You threatened to kill me. And Deku's like, yeah, whatever. And they have a little chat, I guess. And then another officer comes up and is trying to talk to Momo and trying to get her back to the rest of the group. And basically, that happens until um, let's say everyone was going home, getting their rides until Momo, she calls her ride off and it's like, I don't need a ride. I got someone here to take care of me. Which she doesn't. She's lying. And she walks up to the other police officer and like, I want to escort. And he's like, what? Don't you know who I am? My name's Momo Yayurozu. Give me an escort. And this officer's trying to get like one of his best guys to escort her, and she's like, no, 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 I want that guy. As she just points to Deku, and Deku lets out a huge sigh as like he thinks she's gonna get revenge on him, but it's completely different. And like he offers to have her sit in the passenger seat of his little cruiser, but she declines and is like, nah, let's walk. As Deku just sighs again and is like, where are we going? And they go to a little cafe and get a little cappuccino, some coffee or whatever. And Momo sees a little poster on the cafe's wall as there, and it's like a karaoke event happening in an hour or so, and it's completely free. And she's like, this is perfect. I can show off my singing capabilities. And like, I'm gonna say Momo can sing pretty good, but not as good as Jiro. But you know, she's up there. Deku, he can sing too, but he doesn't show that off that skill as much. Yes, I mean, like, there's no need to, but whatever. As they go to this karaoke event, it's like a block away from the cafe they were at, and the karaoke place is like crowded, like really. There's this sort of tournament thing where you just like sign your name and there's like a little raffle, and once your name is pulled you gotta sing off against the person that names is also pulled from. Like, it's just like a tournament thing. So like a singing competition, sing off, and like as they're singing and dancing and having all this fun, and they're actually getting through the competition. They're in the semifinals, and Momo ends up singing against Jiro in the semifinals, and Deku's like, dang, you got it rough. That girl's pretty good. I don't think you can win this one. And Momo's like, you have that low confidence in me? Look how far I made it. I'm gonna make it all the way. And they do a little sing off. Jiro wins, of course. And Momo's kind of sad, but she had fun, so she's not really that sad. but she's thinking that Deku might have a chance against her. But plot twist, the two finalists are singing a duet, so there is no one winner. That's it. They made it to the final, and like the two finalists sing a duet for everybody, and it's actually perfect because it's a man and a woman. Like yeah. Uh, so they sing their little duet, and Jiro just seems nervous because it's the first time she's singing a duet with anybody. She just mumbles to herself, "How did my friends convince me to do this?" And Deku hears this and it's like, "Hey, relax, just have fun. I know you're a really good singer, so like, let's give them something to dance to." And this brightens up Jiro's spirit, and they sing a spectacular song together. And after that, everyone wants to take pictures for some reason, thinking they know the next superstar, the next pop star, the next idol, whatever you want to call it. But so like they got a small window of fame right there, just just a small bit. As that whole event is recorded, by the way, and it's on whatever YouTube is on that world. So like, yeah, that happened. So like, that was just one meeting with Deku and Momo. So like, there are others, like the one time Deku was training on Dagobah Beach, and Momo sees him just like sprinting down the beach holding a tire, and to Deku it's just a light jog, but to Momo he's like pulling on a dead-on sprint. She tries to catch up to him, but she can't. He's too fast, and he doesn't even know she's there, and he's just running on the beach, holding a big old tire. God. Um. So eventually, Deku comes back to where Momo was. Is she's just sitting there waiting, thinking like he has to come back this way eventually. And he does. He sees her and just walks up to her and is like, "What do you want now?" And Momo is just like, "Here, come with me. You gotta be thirsty doing all that running." And she takes him to another cafe. And they have a nice little chat. Um, that's that. I'm not going to explain any more of the meetings that I have rambling on in my head, but let's get on with the story, shall we? As we're going to cut to Momo's perspective as she's in this giant ice dome, and they're surrounded by zombies trying to break the ice, but it's not working. Not yet, at least. As they're thinking of what to do, Momo thinks that she could make disguises for everyone, but she doesn't even know if the zombies could tell that they're zombies or not. So like there's a high chance that trying to blend in was the most terrible idea, but they don't know what to do. They think they're just stuck to wait for help. As we cut to Bakugo again, as he's still on the wall, yelling at these zombies, telling them to get out of here. And President Mike's trying to stop him to get him to go back down on the other side of the wall. As Kirishima and Uraraka is just waiting for him to come back down. Because, like, they see him as, like, the leading figure, I suppose. And Uraraka just wants to thank him for destroying that robot. So, like, she's gonna stick with him for now. And Kirishima saw how he destroyed that robot and it's like, oh, so manly. And he's like, just following Bakugo basically. As that they have that nice little group. And Ida completely hates Bakugo. So like he's gonna stay away from Bakugo. Who else would be there? The laser guy and the tape guy. No, the tape guy would be in a different area. Um, yeah, just the laser guy and lots of other extras, as Bakugo calls them. And yeah, I guess they just settle in a nearby apartment building together. This is like the only group that's actually living in an apartment together. As Bakugo gets the suite, of course, on the top floor, and Uraraka and Kirishima gets regular old rooms. But I mean, like, they could just pop into Bakugo's suite at any time they want, but but when it's time to go to sleep, they go to their own separate rooms. So like, just wanted to throw that in there, as nothing's actually happening yet. We get cut to the big three that's holding off zombies on the roof. They barred the door, if I remember correctly, and they're like just trapped on the roof. And they block the door so no zombies getting through there, and like they're just preparing for that door to suddenly burst open, which it's going to eventually, but not yet, I guess. Yeah, not yet. Excuse me. Uh, so I'm gonna give it at least a week before that door breaks open. So, and by then I think some heroes would arrive, but I don't know how many would actually show up or how many would be zombified. But, that's for later. But right now, let's get to the actual story of Deku and Koda in their hotel room. They they were, what I say, they went to sleep and they're gonna prepare for a plan in the morning, as there's no zombies there in New York yet. As Deku's thinking like, not many Americans watch news from Japan, so like they probably don't know there's zombies yet. And he's just thinking like, if that's the case, we should probably they could probably get transportation to get to get as close to California as possible. And Deku's thinking like he does not want to stay um he does not want to go on a train or anything cuz like once it stops there could be zombies just like there waiting to get on, and like he doesn't want to risk that. But like, to be honest, not any form of transportation is safe. And Deku makes a really smart decision to get on a cruise ship. Yes, a cruise ship. As this cruise is headed to Florida. I mean, it's not that close to California, but it's closer than New York, so like, yeah, cruise to freaking Florida. Who would have thought? So like, and they're gonna be on this cruise for a week. Yeah, full on week. And on the sixth, sixth day of the week, something terrible happens. They're getting close to Florida, and the the people on this cruise ship decide it's a good time to fish. Yeah, just fish. And what do they fish up? They fish up a few zombies. Yep. They fish up a few zombies, as there's zombies on the ship now. Oh no. So, zombies on the ship now, as there was like a special on this rare seasoned fish, and so like everyone was at the buffet area, and they're just waiting for the fish to be served. But what comes out instead? A bunch of zombies. All the chefs and all the waiting staff, they've been turned into zombies, and everyone in that dining area is getting turned pretty quickly. And I'll say Coda's at the pool area, and Deku is just like right above the pool area at a balcony, just watching over Coda, making sure he's safe, making sure nothing happens. As suddenly he just sees a bunch of zombies running out of a big door, as the buffet area just leads straight to the pool and several different areas. And yeah, Coda, he like just surrounds himself in water, as then he just submerges himself under the water. Remember, the zombies can't swim, so like Coda is safe-ish right now, as they're trying to claw at him, at they can't quite get to him because he's in the water and water is his specialty, so he's just dodging them really easily. So that's while this is happening, Deku has made his way to the pool by now as he's like just kicking all the zombies that are not in the pool yet, and he's trying to make a path for Koda to get out and get to him so like they could get out of there. But yeah, eventually Koda does get out of the pool and gets to Deku. Deku picks him up and starts running through doors like there's no tomorrow as he's just opening and closing doors, running down a big open hallway till eventually he hears crying through one of the open doors. He hears a little girl just softly crying. She's trying not to be loud, but Deku heard her. And I say the room this little girl is in is like the greenhouse. Yeah, it's like I don't know if actual ships have these kind of rooms, but it's like a room where they grow fruits and vegetables. As there's like strawberries and stuff in there. And Deku's thinking like that'd be a great room to hide in. And also he needs to find where this crying is coming from. So it's like he still wants to be a hero, guys. Even though like he killed people. Like he still has that hero's heart and he definitely can't just let a kid die. So like kids are to be protected. So like so Deku eventually finds this little girl as Koda is just like picking strawberries and eating them. It's like, yeah, I'd be hungry too if I just used a bunch of my abilities to evade some zombies. It's like, still a kid, guys. He doesn't have that much stamina now. So, like, doing that made him tired and hungry. So, he's eating while he can. As then he starts just putting some in his pockets, thinking like he'll need something to eat later if they ever get stuck or trapped in a room again. So like, and and so like, while Code is doing that, Deku approaches this girl with this little horn on her head and silverish hair, and he sees that she's just wrapped in bandages and she got a really hand-me-down shirt on, and he's just wondering like, has this girl been abandoned? And that's what Deku thinks. And if you don't know who this girl is by the description, I suggest y'all will rewatch the anime. So, yeah, and if you're wondering what she's doing there, I'll explain that to you in the next part. But right now, we Deku as comforts this little girl, and he's just saying like, I won't hurt you. Come on, we have to get out of here. The scary creatures will be here soon. As right when he says that, boom goes the door, and a bunch of freaking zombies come rushing in. And Deku just picks this little girl up and Koda, and he jumps out the window. Yep, he jumps out the window and he's on like the patio or balcony or whatever you want to call it. And he starts running and running. Like he's trying to get to a lifeboat, but in his head he's thinking it'd be a bad idea to kill all the zombies and take over the boat himself so like he could just sail the ship to California instead of stopping at Florida. So that's what Deku is trying to decide on, whether or not he should um, flee or stay. So that is actually where I'm going to leave it off. Should Deku stay on the boat, or should Deku get on a lifeboat and row himself to Florida? Because they're actually not that far away. So like, and also tell me what you guys think. Like, give me suggestions on what you want to see. And the ship is still up, folks. What should it be? I added a new character, Jiro. Do you like? Alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye.